So our very first look and insight to a fictitious team in the upcoming F1 23 game is here. And our first sound of Devin Butler from the brand new game.
Listen, it's great to be in a team that believes in what you can do and is just smart enough to get out of the way and let me do what I do best.
Now this is certainly a different kind of style of promo for a new F1 game, and the full reveal isn't actually coming till Monday. This is simply a team reveal for this fictitious team in what I think is going to be F1 23 story mode, and the full reveal comes on May 1st, the actual reveal of F1 23 as a game. So that's when we'll maybe hear about actual My Team features, gameplay, you know, just having a look at the cars in the game engine basically, and actually seeing maybe what any kind of the menus look like or what. This is simply just about the team that I think is going to be in the story mode. Certainly very different, maybe a little bit underwhelming in terms of building hype for a new F1 game, where we're still waiting for actual tangible stuff about the game. But there are some little details here we can dive into if you care about the story mode that we can look at from this video.
Hello and welcome to the launch of the all-new Connor Sport car, one of F1's most anticipated reveals for some time.
So we start off with some fancy graphics. We're in a real-world location. We've got Naomi Schiff in front of the camera as the host of this team reveal, and straight away I'm getting vibes of Grid Legends story mode. Now, if you aren't familiar with that, it's the latest Grid game from Codemasters and EA, and in that game they did have a story mode, but in that story mode, unlike what we got in Breaking Point and F1 2021, where every cutscene was some really fancy CGI of the characters, you know, in a virtual world of Formula 1. Obviously Devin Butler was there, Aiden Jackson, Casper Ackerman. They had real life components as well, because they got Will Buxton in there, also familiar faces from actual previous F1 games, like the interviewer, you know, the same girl that's been in the previous F1 games for that. But in Grid Legends, they actually used real-life actors to shoot the cutscenes, basically, in between the racing. So it wasn't a virtual cutscene, it was an actual legit filmed production, you know, with a set in a garage or an interview room, etc. I'm getting that vibe. It's a big, you know, inspirational vibe from Grid Legends, I think, a game that Cody's also made.
This is Connor Sport.
There's a huge amount of buzz in the paddock associated with Connor Sport.
The car will look great on the grid. Let's see how it performs on track.
In Devon Butler, they have one of the most exciting drivers of the modern era.
Competition is welcome. It's great to see another team on the grid.
So in that team intro, you can hear the voices of Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. So this leads me to believe that I may be correct in thinking there's going to be more VO from actual F1 drivers for the story mode. Last year, or last story mode, I should say, in Breaking Point, we had, I think, maybe 2 bits of commentary. I think it was Lando saying like an off-the-cuff little sentence at the end of the game, but basically the end of the mode. Whereas this year, I reckon with the new face scans, they've gone and asked them to do a little bit more VO work and get some more snippets to use throughout the story mode, potentially.
In Devon Butler, they have one of the most exciting drivers of the modern era.
We see once again those numbers flash up on screen that we mentioned yesterday. The 71 is Devin Butler's racing number. 89 is Aiden Jackson's racing number. If they're going for continuity from Breaking Point, 89 is absolutely Aiden Jackson's F1 race number. But throughout this entire reveal video, they did not mention Aiden Jackson once. But I find it weird to show his race number in this team reveal. You know, if you're doing a team reveal, you know, let's say a real life team, you wouldn't flash up another driver's racing number. So I'm still very much bagging on Aiden Jackson coming together with Devin Butler, being teammates in this Connor Sport fictitious team. We've just not had the reveal yet. Maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe that's going to be a surprise that comes into play in the story mode. Next up in this video, they're diving into Devin Butler as a character, building on that lore from Breaking Point and the previous story mode of, you know, being that pantomime villain character that we all love to hate, basically. So good to kind of see them continuing that kind of line, and he's going to be the same absolute dickhead, probably. And they also got a fellow creator, Dirk Chocolate, involved.
Hello, Devin.
Yo, Naomi. Hey, Dirk.
Well, thank you so much for taking out the time today to call in. How are you feeling about the switch to this new team and this new car?
Listen, it's great to be in a team that believes in what you can do and is just smart enough to get out of the way and let me do what I do best.
Right, so he really hasn't matured whatsoever. He has matured looks-wise, because are there quite a few grey hairs going on the top of that head, and even the eyebrows. I don't know if it's just the lighting or the rendering, whatever, but he kind of looks like an old man, Devin Butler. So I don't know, is this story mode meant to have really aged him? Like, what's going on there? I don't know, but he sounds the same cocky little git that he was in Breaking Point for sure.
Won't lie, it's been hard work bringing them around to what I like to call the Devon Butler way of doing things, but we're mostly there, and yeah, ready to hit the track.
I can't wait to hit the track as well, Devin, and smash you off.
Now, how do you feel about the new Connor Sport car? Do you think it's going to stack up against the competition?
Naomi, that is too soon to tell, but if the car's got any chance of topping the podium, then I am the guy who's going to get us there. You can tell the front runners to keep their eyes on their mirrors, because it won't be long before I am gunning for them.
So Devin alludes to them fighting the front team. So again, if we read into it a little bit, maybe this is going to be this team gets launched in the first year of the story mode, and then by the second year of the story mode, from 22 into 23, your car is capable of winning races. So we saw that also in Breaking Point, where you weren't really challenging for much in 23, going a bit higher up. You know, you won a race with Ackerman, you try to get podiums with Aiden Jackson towards the end of the career. So maybe there's that evolution of the team launching in the first year of the story mode, and you're in the midfield, and then by the second year, you're battling top teams.
Devin, it's good to see you back on the track, mate. I'm sure you're going to have a great season.
Sorry, just pulling into the track. I gotta run. Ciao, bye.
And in true Devin Butler fashion, absolute diva, just cuts off Dirt. How rude. How rude, sir.
And now let's bring out a very special guest to talk about how the car was built, the inspiration, the design, and the aspiration. Please give a massive warm welcome to the Senior Vice President of Connor Sport, Tim Fellows.
So now we come to the introduction of the Senior Vice President of Connor Sport Racing Team, Tim Fellows, a fictitious Vice President character, and this is why I'm getting some big Grid Legends vibes, because they've actually got the actor to come in IRL and do his acting, do his work in front of Naomi and Dirk, and talk as if, you know, the team's real, etc. So that's why I'm feeling that, you know, with Devin there virtually, are we going to get that splice, like from Grid Legends, with IRL cutscenes, and then also some virtual CGI ones?
The new team car, Connor Sport.
So the full reveal of the car, don't know if it's going to look like this exactly in-game, because it's a bit of an interesting one. The chassis is very much the FOM show car, very much the My Team car from F1 22, but the nose is very different. It's a lot flatter, almost like AlphaTauri from last year in F1 22. So it's a bit of a splice of that. So whether that's going to be in the game, does that hint at maybe there's being the choice of different nose structures, or are we going to see different noses available in the story mode, and then what we actually get to play in My Team? I don't know. It could just be the fact that that show car came like that. They didn't actually name drop Butler Global in there, so maybe potentially something that I got wrong in yesterday's video. I assumed Butler Global was fully part of the name. It seems like Connor Sport is the racing team. It's simply sponsored by Butler Global, which I assume has a connection to Devin Butler. So almost like a bit of a pay driver, if you will, or some sort of sponsor deal to get him in the car. The livery itself is actually pretty damn slick in purple and yellow, I must say. And I hope that a lot more of the podium pass liveries and the ones that we get to use in My Team without mods are going to be more like this livery. Like, if this livery is a sign of things to come with the different liveries they'll be having in the podium pass and stuff like that, that's good, because this one looks a lot more realistic. There's no weird, funny shapes. It's just kind of good geometric lines, kind of, goes with the shape of the car per se. And the number of sponsors on the car and their placements look pretty promising in terms of maybe we're going to get some more placements of where we can put fake sponsors on the My Team car.
Tim, the car is looking absolutely brilliant. I can imagine you're only excited to finally have the covers off.
I speak for everyone at Connor Sport here. Seeing all the hard work and dedication, the passion of the team, the quality of the engineering, the desire of the pit crews, just the commitment of everyone, it's truly inspiring. I feel very proud.
What's Devon been like to manage?
Well, Devon is Devon. He's not everyone's cup of tea. He's highly opinionated, he's pretty ego-driven, but he has given us something unique. His driver insight, and he is so well respected in the F1 world, has helped us build this exceptional car. And with Devon, I think we've got a potential future world champion.
So he says the words future world champion. So that must surely allude to the fact that by the end of the story mode, we're going to have Butler in a position to be maybe winning the world championship per se. So there's definitely going to be a lot of evolution maybe of the car development or where the story's going from start to finish, or they're going to kind of jump ahead a little bit to this team already being there in terms of performance maybe. And this idea of this team, or at least Devin Butler, being able to win a world championship in the story mode is reinforced later in the video when we get another familiar face, Matt Gallagher, in, and he mentions how other teams will be looking at Devin Butler.
He is world champion material. With all the hype about him joining Connor Sport and leading the team, it might well be the making of him.
And with that, we kind of come to the end of the video then. So we did get a little insight to the story, not too much, but just enough about this fictitious team that, again, I'm assuming is in the story mode, but they never actually say the word story mode. They've not revealed the title of what it's going to be called this year compared to Breaking Point in 2021. So that's still to be revealed, and it may get revealed on May the 1st, on the Monday, because that's when the full reveal of the actual F1 23 game is going to come out. This has simply been about this fictitious team. But yeah, what we can conclude is there's going to be a fictitious team in the game. Butler's going to be a driver. I still think Aiden Jackson's going to get involved somehow with his number popping up. He doesn't own the team, so that was something that I and others maybe assumed yesterday, but he's just going to be a big part of the team, sponsoring the team, so he's got to be giving them a bit of backing, obviously, and maybe that might be a part of the story. Maybe there's a bit of tension between him and Aiden Jackson or whatever teammate he has, because he puts money into the team, so he's going to want a bigger say in the team, so maybe that is going to allude to the tensions in this story compared to Breaking Point. I will say it's a certainly very different way that they are revealing bits of F1 23 right now. The full reveal, like I said, comes on Monday. This has just been a team reveal. I like it, but also at the same time, it's been, after so long of waiting, this is not exactly a lot to sink our teeth into to get us excited about F1 23. I think the real excitement's going to come on Monday when we actually know details about, well, my team, for example, any new features there, actual tangible features about the story mode, or, little inklings, insight into general gameplay bits with the handling or, anything, or the visuals of the game, basically. But this is like a little, almost like, I don't know, it's like a teaser of it. Like yesterday was a teaser. That was the teaser of the teaser. Today is a teaser of the actual full game. So they're really, really drip feeding us this year. So overall, at the moment, yeah, it's nice to see some things from the potential story mode, but I am very much not satisfied with what we've seen so far. I think we're going to finally get that satisfaction on Monday, come the full reveal, and if that doesn't blow us out the park, I'm going to be quite disappointed. So we'll see. We'll see. But guys, if you have enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.